Good morning, children. I am Nishi Arora. With me, Pooja Pareva. Today, we shall read Class 11, Subject English, Textbook, Snapshot, Lesson 5, Summary, Mother's Day, Part 1. Dear children, this lesson is written by J.B. Priestley. The writer wants to show in this play that Mrs. Pearson is ignored by her family members. Even she is not appreciated by them. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald helps to gain the regard again. Okay, we shall read about this in the summary. Let's start. Summary. The play Mother's Day has 5 major characters in all. Mrs. Annie Pearson, her husband George. Word meaning: play, natak, husband, pati, their son Cyril, their daughter Doris, and her neighbor Mrs. Fitzgerald. Word meaning: neighbor, padosi. This chapter portrays the practical experience of a mother, Mrs. Pearson. Her kids disrespect her daily. In her own home, she is treated as a slave. Word meaning: experience, anubhav, disrespect another, treat, vyavhar, slave, das. Mrs. Pearson devotes all her time and energy to serve her husband, son, and daughter. She feels ignored every day, not only from her kids but also from her husband too. Word meaning: devote, लगाना, ignore, उपेक्षित, kids, बच्चे. Mrs. Pearson's life turns when she meets Mrs. Fitzgerald, a fortune teller, and discusses about her family members and their behavior. Word meaning: fortune teller, भविष्य बतलाने वाला. Discuss, चर्चा करना. Mrs. Fitzgerald wants to help her. She makes a plan to change personality with Mrs. Pearson. At first, Mrs. Pearson did not agree, but after some time, she agrees to switch bodies. Word meaning: personality, व्यक्तित्व. Agree, सहमत होना. Mrs. Fitzgerald casts a spell and swaps her personality with Mrs. Pearson. Now Mrs. Pearson is bold and dominating, and Mrs. Fitzgerald is nervous. Word meaning: spell, जादू. स्वैप, अदला बदली करना. डोमिनेट, हावी. नर्वस, घबराना. Mrs. Pearson, with her neighbor's personality, is ready to deal with her family. Mrs. Pearson is in her home and Doris enters home. Word meaning: deal with, बर्ताव करना. Enter, प्रवेश. She gives her mother a yellow silk dress to iron. Mrs. Pearson replies very harshly and advises her to do her work herself. Word meaning: yellow, पीला. Harshly, कठोरता से. एडवाइस, सलाह देना. Doris starts crying. After this, her son Cyril enters. He asks his mother if his tea is ready. Mrs. Pearson refuses and advises him to prepare it himself. Word meaning: ready, तैयार. Refuse, मना करना. After looking his mother reaction and his sister crying, He raises his voice. But Mrs. Pearson instructs him to mind his language. Word meaning: voice, आवाज, इंस्ट्रक्ट, समझाना. She makes it very clear to both of them that they all will work equally from the day onwards. Word meaning: both, दोनों, वर्क, काम करना, इक्वली, समान रूप से. At that point, Mr. Pearson enters the house and is surprised to see his wife drinking stout. Word meaning: सरप्राइज, हैरान होना. स्टाउट, एक प्रकार की मदिरा. He asked the reason for drinking. She replies that she likes drinking for a change. She also continues to smoke. Word meaning: continues, जारी रखना. स्मोक, सिगरेट. She also realizes him that instead of spending his time with his wife, he is spending his time with people who are making fun of him behind his back. Word meaning: realizes, महसूस करना. इंस्टीड, के बजाय. स्पेंड, बिताना. वाइफ, पत्नी. She even calls him by his name. There is a sharp knocking on the door. Mrs. Pearson welcomes her neighbor warmly. Word meaning: call, बुलाना. शार्प, तेज. नॉक, खटखटाना. वेलकम, स्वागत करना. The neighbor who has undergone a personality change is in fact Mrs. Pearson herself. She is curious to know how things are going on in her house. Word meaning: in fact, वास्तव में, curious, उत्सुक. Mrs. Pearson, on seeing her family insult, asked Mrs. Fitzgerald to stop all this. Mrs. Fitzgerald advises her not to go soft on them again. Word meaning: insult, अपमान, stop, रोकना, again, दोबारा. Secondly, she must not give any explanation or sorry for drama. A tone of being tough would work. Soon after, they regain their original personalities. Word meaning: explanation, स्पष्टीकरण, सॉरी, क्षमा, रिगेन, वापस प्राप्त करना, ओरिजिनल, वास्तविक. And after that, the son, the daughter and husband learnt their lesson and started supporting their mother and wife. Word meaning: learn, सीखना, start, शुरू करना, support, सहयोग करना. So children, through the summary, writer wants to say that we should help and respect our mother for whatever she does for us. Okay, now the summary is complete. We shall do question answers of this lesson in part 2. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.